you are probably familiar with the four most famous notes of all time. They sound like this. Beethoven called those notes fate knocking at the door. We know what cruel fate awaited Beethoven. At this point in his life, he was told that his hearing was deteriorating and that eventually he would lose all sense of hearing. The most cruel fate that could ever befall a musician. Even musicians without sight have sometimes made great marks on the musical world. But to lose one's hearing was the worst fate of all. Beethoven was so despondent that he even contemplated suicide. But in this symphony, he portrayed for us a determination that he was going to conquer his fate. And as the symphony weaves its way through four movements, we eventually come to the beginning of the fourth movement, a triumphant C major explosion that says, I'm not going to give up. It's so thrilling in the moment that we're not going to play an example for you, but you will know it when it comes. Beethoven, in that moment, did several things that had never been done before in a symphony. They've been used in opera and other places, but he added piccolo and trombones. You will notice that those people have joined us on the stage. He also went without interruption from the third movement to the fourth movement, something else that had not been done before, and a symphony in C minor. He ended in C major, as if to say, I am going to persevere. I'm going to continue on. Nevertheless, throughout the symphony, fate continued to knock. That first theme that is built around those famous four notes gave way to a more lyrical second theme. But even while that is being played, fate continued to knock in the low strings. Listen carefully. And so it continues throughout that first movement. In layman's terms, it would be easy to describe those four notes as three shorts and a long. And he continues that idea no matter what else is going on. Three shorts and a long continue to show up in every movement. The second movement is beautiful, elegant in A flat major, but it isn't long till, in a less menacing way, three shorts and a long show up again. It sounds like this. And then, just in case you missed it, he goes right on and he does this. The third movement starts out mysterious, but lacking the those three shorts and a long. And perhaps we've left them behind. But no, after start and stop and start and stop, suddenly in a menacing way, the horns come in, and three shorts and a long come back. Sounds like this. That triumphant fourth movement, well, surely, no. Three shorts and a long wouldn't come back there. Well, they do. They're not as menacing, and they sound like this. Short, 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 long, short, 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 long, short, 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 long. But we're still reminded, fate keeps on knocking. Sounds like this. Just before the recapitulation of the fourth movement, if you are a student of music history and music appreciation, you might know the terms exposition, development, recapitulation. Just before the recapitulation, that third movement tries to come back, that mysterious third movement. And the menacing three shorts and a long return. But at the recapitulation, once again, that triumphant C major sounds and leads us to a thrilling conclusion. Beethoven has said, no matter what my fate, I am going to continue on. I'm going to give the music world the very best that I can do. So here, for your enjoyment, is Beethoven's Symphony No. 5 in C minor, the most famous symphony of all time.